This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Well, one of the people that Jeezy talks about on his album is one of the ultimate snitches, Ralph Sims, okay? He basically says he's charged with a conspiracy case of cocaine, okay? He was part of BMF. He's one who testified that, Big Meech made 100 keys disappear before a raid. He was trying to, anything to get his sentence down, right? He was trying to implicate, tie Big Meech directly to everything at what they called the White House. This is where a lot of stuff went down. And this is the snitch. Okay, so he says it's cocaine conspiracy. Then he says part of BMF. And then he says, do you remember where someone told you to hand bricks to someone? He says, yes, Jeezy, yes. We've heard of some of this trial about a possible musician named Young Jeezy. Yes. Are you referring to this person? Yes. Now, in this, I think he says that Jeezy J-Bo gave Jeezy like 4 keys or something like that. Jeezy never got charged with anything in here. He definitely was looked at. But in this song, and Jeezy always shouts out J-Bo. J-Bo didn't flip on anybody. And J-Bo actually is in another Fed case right now. He got picked up in St. Louis. You can't hang out with felons that are doing other kinds of stuff, and he was doing that. So he's going to get a couple of years. They tried to say the only thing they're actually charging him with is taking money from the government with the PPP thing. But anyways, Jeezy in this says we all knew the code. It's not like a deep song, though. He's not getting into anything. It's just we all knew the code. You're going to let it implode. I was trapper dying, getting some money on the road, back some money, Magic City throwing, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward, I'm out of my business. I'm going to apologize in advance right now for all this cap stuff y'all got to witness. He didn't really go into anything crazy on this. Yeah, that's on Big Man. There's no details in this song. He's just talking about someone being delusional because the song's called Delusional. It just starts with a Ralph Sims testimony. Let's see. Then he says they're acting like I hit my own capers. They acting like I ain't had my own paper. They acting like I hit strokers 112 vision and turned around and asked for a loan later. Welcome home, Bear. Shout out to Little Man, Westside Blue. Yeah, I had my own team. Sleeping on my California King. Yeah, I mean, he didn't really go into any details on this. This is a very light journal album. Each song is very small. He gets at a few people, but it's nothing in detail. Like, really, Ralph Sims just was tying things together in this. He says, before J-Bo told me you were going to start doing he really implicated J-Bo in a lot of stuff. He says, where were you living at the time? The conversation I had with you, I was at the gate. It was the gate or the elevator. These are 2 locations BMF used in Atlanta. And before J-Bo told you you're going to start doing what everybody else had been exposed. What do you say? He says, did you ever see people like J-Bo or Meech touching the product in the way you touched it? It sounds like you're moving bricks around, stacking, blah, blah, blah. He says, no, I've never seen either one of them touch drugs. But he says they were giving orders. He says, yeah, I can't say that about but as far as Meech and J-Bo, but I never saw ill around any drugs or anything. You were mentioned in 2 instances where you were directed to hand someone bricks. Doc and Jeezy. Were you typically around when customers were coming in to get their drugs? He says, no. There was only maybe a few occasions I saw that done. You you'd unload a limo and and then how much time would pass before the next limo will come? A week, maybe 2. He did say something at one point that implicated Jeezy and J-Bo. And Doc. But Doc was already snitching. Doc was like the guy who kept the books. And this guy's like, he's a rap, bro. And you know what? It's even worse nowadays, where he says, people just, you can't do crimes with people. There's no honor amongst thieves, like these people will flip on you. You can't do these kind of crimes with people. Let's see. Did you see him at the elevator? It was like the horse rush. Anyways, Jeezy and J-Bo and Meech did stay away from like touching drugs, but they did, they were there at meets and stuff. I don't know. The whole BMF thing is very complex, but also simple at the same time. You can kind of see where it fell apart, low-level guys acting like big shots. They get pulled over with some keys, and then they start singing, and setting people up, and things start to fall, There's no way to avoid all that stuff unless you're a savage dealer where you're taking out weak links, and I don't think Meech was on it like that. And he shouldn't have been, that means you were a killer at that point, He was actually trying to help a lot of people get rich. And that's the problem. You can't help everybody. You can't uplift everyone. You can't, man. People don't have good intentions. He had a good core with like J-Bo and everybody. J-Bo never flipped or anything. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Let me know what you think. I got to get to the song about Blue Da Vinci. It's hard getting through this and this album is good, but it's like, it's not clear. Like the song about Ralph Sims, there's no substance to it, Like he says, what are my tears? And you tried to then you had the nerve to try to call me a rapper. That's like the Oscars trying to call me an actor. You are a rapper, Jeezy. You're not just a rapper, but you are. I love it when people say, oh, no, I'm not a rapper. You are. You're a rapper. There's nothing wrong with it. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with J.